So you're minutes away from kickoff, your feed is suddenly full of free live match links, and during huge events like the World Cup, scammers know that people stop thinking carefully and start clicking fast. Every major sporting event creates a surge of fake streaming sites, phishing emails, malicious apps, and unsafe public Wi-Fi networks designed to target distracted fans. So in this video, we're breaking down some of the biggest cybersecurity risks surrounding the tournament, along with the tools and habits that can help protect your accounts, devices, and personal data. Let's get into it. So what makes scams like these so effective is that they usually don't look suspicious at first. Most of the time, attackers simply create convincing copies of things that people already know and trust. Fake streaming pages that imitate legitimate broadcasters, fake ticket emails filled with official-looking branding, fake apps, even fake Wi-Fi networks outside airports, hotels, stadiums, and fan zones. And with the tournament spread across 3 countries, 48 teams, and more than 100 matches, millions of people will be checking schedules, buying tickets, traveling, logging into accounts, and connecting to unfamiliar networks all at once. And that creates the perfect environment for phishing attacks, malicious links, malware, and account theft. Because during a huge live event, people stop paying attention to small warning signs. They just want things to work because kickoff's about to start. Now, one of the biggest cybersecurity risks during major tournaments is the sudden explosion of fake streaming websites. Right before a big match starts, random pages begin appearing everywhere promising free live coverage or instant access or HD match streams. And some of them now look surprisingly convincing. They copy the layouts and branding of legitimate broadcasters, use official-looking graphics, and sometimes even clone real login pages almost perfectly. But behind the scenes, many of these sites are designed to steal payment details, collect login credentials, push malicious ads, or trick people into downloading malware. And if a website tells you to install a special player or enable browser notifications or call a support number because your device is supposedly infected, close the page immediately. Legitimate streaming platforms do not use panic warnings to get you to watch a match. The safest approach is honestly the simplest one. Stick to verified broadcasters and trusted streaming platforms with an established reputation. We've put together a regularly updated guide on our website with verified broadcasters and legitimate viewing options for different regions during the tournament. And we'll be sure to put the link for that on screen here and down in the description box below. And if you're watching matches while connected to public Wi-Fi in places like airports, hotels, cafes, or fan zones, then using a VPN adds another layer of privacy by encrypting your internet traffic and helping protect your connection on unfamiliar networks. Travel is where a lot of these cybersecurity risks become much more serious. At home, your setup is usually predictable. The same Wi-Fi, the same devices, the same networks and accounts that you use every single day. But during a major event like the World Cup, people suddenly start logging in from hotel Wi-Fi, airports, cafes, stadiums, fan zones, and crowded public networks that they know almost nothing about. And honestly, many of these networks are probably legitimate, but the problem is that you can't always tell how secure they actually are or who else may be connected to them while you're checking your email, accessing banking apps, buying tickets, or managing travel bookings. Some fake hotspots are even designed to look completely normal, using names like Stadium Guest Wi-Fi or Fan Zone Free Internet to blend in with legitimate public networks. Modern HTTPS encryption has made public Wi-Fi much safer than it used to be, so this is not one of those situations where everybody nearby can instantly read everything on your screen. But crowded live events still create ideal conditions for phishing attempts, fake captive portals, malicious redirects, and other social engineering attacks targeting distracted travelers. And that's exactly where a VPN can genuinely help and save the day. A VPN encrypts that connection between your device and the internet, which makes it much harder for people on the same local network to monitor your traffic or interfere with sensitive data. It adds an extra layer of privacy and protection, especially on unfamiliar public Wi-Fi networks where you have very little visibility into how the network is actually being managed. So the practical rule is simple. If you are using a network that you do not fully trust, turn on the VPN before logging into anything important. And if a network suddenly starts showing certificate warnings, suspicious login pages, repeated permission requests, or aggressive pop-ups, then disconnect immediately and switch to mobile data if possible. The main takeaway is that public Wi-Fi during massive live events should not automatically be trusted the same way that you trust your home network. Now, ticket scams are where things start getting even more chaotic because huge events create 2 things at the same time: real demand and fake urgency. As the tournament gets closer, you'll see last-minute ticket offers, suspicious resale listings, fake confirmation emails, and messages claiming that your booking needs to be updated before it gets canceled. And while some scams are very obvious, many are designed to look convincing. They use official-looking branding, familiar wording, and pages that closely imitate legitimate ticketing platforms. There's also an important detail about mobile ticketing that scammers take advantage of. Official tournament tickets are managed through the official mobile ticketing app, and QR codes are only released shortly before match day. So if somebody is trying to sell you a PDF ticket, a screenshot, or a pre-generated QR code far in advance, then treat that as a major red flag, because it is. And this is where phishing becomes a bigger problem on public Wi-Fi. While a VPN can encrypt your connection and help protect your traffic on unfamiliar networks, it cannot stop you from willingly entering your password into fake websites. And that's where a password manager becomes extremely useful. A good password manager only autofills credentials on the exact domain that it actually recognizes. So if your ticketing account is saved for the legitimate website, a fake lookalike page often will not trigger the autofill prompt at all. And that missing autofill prompt can be an important warning sign to you that something is off. Because copying logos and layouts is easy, but replicating the exact trusted domain is much harder. Password managers also help by generating strong, unique passwords for every account, which limits the damage if one account is ever compromised. And for anything important, especially email, banking, ticketing, and payment apps, enable two-factor authentication or passkeys whenever it's available. Because during huge events like the World Cup, attackers usually are not trying to steal just one account, they're trying to access the account that leads to everything else. While good cybersecurity hygiene is important during the World Cup, by no means do you have to become a security expert before kickoff. Realistically, most people are not going to inspect every single certificate warning, analyze every URL, or think like a cybersecurity analyst from a hotel lobby. But the goal is to be able to spot the easy mistakes and know how to protect yourself. Use verified sources instead of random streaming links that appear right before a match. Let your password manager handle logins so phishing pages are easier to spot, and turn on the VPN when using public or unfamiliar Wi-Fi so your connection is better protected while traveling. Don't go into it paranoid, just go into it with the right tools in the right situations, so your biggest concern during the match is hopefully the score. The fact is, World Cup scams work because people are distracted, rushed, or trying to solve problems quickly. None of these tools are going to make you invincible, but together they make the most common attacks much harder to pull off successfully. We've linked to our recommended VPNs, password managers, and other security tools down in the description below if you want to learn more about anything we mentioned in today's video. And we'll also link to that full guide to the verified broadcasters and legitimate viewing options for the tournament. But as always, thanks so much for watching Safety Detectives, and we'll see you in the next video.